Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. This is the junior weekend starting on today, Friday. Welcome to Let's Do This. My name is Carl Applewhite. Um, I'm going to talk to you today about you can run, but God still calls. You can run, but God still calls. Some people think if they ignore God long enough, He'll stop asking. But that's not how God works. After 3 days inside the fish, Jonah prays. And this time he's ready to listen. God gives him the same instructions again: go to Nineveh. And this time Jonah goes. He delivers the message, and something incredible happens. The people of Nineveh repent. A whole city turns back to God. A whole city turned back to God. Just pause for a moment, thinking that this city was under the judgment of God. Some people believe that God don't judge now, um, but the Bible said that the scriptures was written for our learning. So we learn that God watches over cities, and that a city or a country can sin against God, and God's judgment, according to the scriptures, can be on that city. But thank God the city was not destroyed because Jonah did what God said and the city repent. The whole entire city turns back to God. Don't miss this. God uses Jonah not because he is perfect, but because he finally obeyed. Some of you don't need more confirmation. You don't need another sign. You don't need more time. You already know what God has been asking you to do. The question is, are you going to keep running? Are you going to or are you going to respond? Are you going to keep running, or are you going to respond? Today, ask yourself honestly, what have I been avoiding? And whatever that is, take one step, not 10 steps, just take one, not everything at once, just one step towards obedience. Jonah ran in the opposite direction, but God's grace ran after him. And the same is true for you. You may have delayed, you may have avoided, you may have run, but God is still calling you. Let's stop just for a moment because I had a thought. God is still calling you. There is a sort of a belief that, we were born into this world, and we're just born into this world to get a job, to pay taxes, to pay bills. But besides that, beyond that, you have a purpose on this earth. Every human being have a purpose on this earth. Jonah, as you can see, God called him to be a prophet and to go and speak to the people of Nineveh. Thank God that he finally obeyed. His obedience saved the entire city. So, what is God calling you to do? What is God calling you to do? And when you find out it's not for yourself, it's for others. God called you for others. So, again, because God doesn't just use willing people, he uses reluctant people too. But remember, God is still calling. Even though what happened to Jonah, he didn't want to do it at first. God didn't stop calling him. He kept calling him. He didn't realize that, hey, I need to obey God, until he got in the belly of the fish, right? So my final line for today: God uses people with problems. Remember, that's where I started out with this series. God uses people with problems. So let's pause for a moment. Stop thinking that you have to be perfect. You know, I think it's a trick in the mind that when you do go to church, or if you're invited to church, or even if you think about church, you figure you have to be perfect. Some of us think that we have to be ready. No, go when you're not ready. If you're invited to church, go when you're not ready. Or if you're not invited, just go. Just go. Don't, you might not feel like going. You might not, circumstances might be happening that says, what are you going to go to church for? But go. Go anyway and watch God do something in your life. God uses people with problems, even people who run, even people who run. Remember, I said in the beginning, welcome to Let's Do This. And I'm going to end with that. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let- Let's don't wait. Let's just do it. And as I said earlier in this teaching, just take one step at a time. Don't try to take 50 steps. Just take one step at a time. Okay? Thank you for listening to Let's Do This. And we're going to conclude this series, the next talk that I have. Okay? And then we're going to begin Monday with a new series. I'll let you know what that is. Okay? Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend.